Above Deke's head, y'all do see this nice shiny logo from DraftKings. Shout out to DraftKings Sportsbook. Today's show is officially brought to you by DraftKings, only the top rated sports booking app in all of North America. We know they are safe, secure, and the thing that I love the most is they are reliable. And like we always say, man, whenever we're going to talk about any company, we got to have something for you. All right. So for the new customers out there, you download that app, you make your initial bet $5. You're going to get $200 in bonus bets instantly with the promo code MOATS. It's a simple concept, man. And I mean, they got a lot of cool things going on in terms of opportunities to potentially win more earnings, man, when you talk about some of their anytime scoring prop bets and things along that nature. But we also understand that sometimes you get lost in the sauce and it could be a little bit rough on you. You might develop what we call a gambling problem. And if you're in New York, it's a number that you can text. But for everybody else, the digits to dial are 1-800-GAMBLER.
James Skicka, thanks for the show today, gentlemen. It's a nice vibe and feeling I get between Justin and Russ.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to generally like each other, and I think Russ has helped Justin. What are your thoughts?
Me personally, I agree. Now, I don't know if everybody's going to agree with like why I think like that, but
Let's hear it.
I just don't think Russ is threatened by Justin Fields. I think Russ has already accomplished so much, and he's so secure in who he is as a professional player and his talent that he can genuinely support Justin Fields and genuinely want him to succeed. Whereas I think at times when you see some of that tension, it's because you do feel like that person can surpass you, or you do think that guy might be better or as good as you. And you just feel like I can't give him any type of edge. I can't give him any type of support, because what if I tell him this and that's the reason why they all fall in love and now I don't have a job? I just think for Russ, man, he knows what he's capable of. And he's just a genuine dude in this sense, man, when you're talking about that team element. And it also doesn't hurt that, I mean, even just this year, it's like, yo, Coach Tomlin has already kind of gave you a green light in terms of you being QB1, even this whole time while you being hurt. They still don't even want to switch the depth chart up. You know what I mean? So I just think for him, it's just a certain level of confidence that comes with that. And that's why he can truly just support Justin. And that's the part for me that I like, because if you're around enough vets, they don't always take that approach. Some of them really be on some like, if you get it however you get it, and let the fans talk about you however they talk about you. But I think with Russ, he's just genuine on some like, bro, let me help you get better. And that's why you see it, bro. He be hype as heck when Fields make a big play. They pan the camera to him like it was Kenny last year, man. Think about how we used to say, man, why you got to pan the camera to this man every single time he make a play? He got the bitter beer face on the sideline. Not Russ. Russ, the first one out there. Hey, let's go. He dapping the dudes up. That's the leadership, man.
It's almost like Russ reads the Bible or something.
Man.
I think he
I
takes.
ain't want to get on my man religion. I just know, like.
No, I was gonna say I think he takes what would Jesus do to heart.
Yeah,
if Jesus was QB2 in the Raiders game, or if he was the emergency third quarterback this whole season behind Fields, I think Jesus will be helping out Fields, right?
All I know is, man,
I think that's
Russ knows what he's capable of. He's like, regardless if y'all want to see it or not, he know who he is, bro.
All right, who's starting this week?
I could go either way, because it's the whole argument. Fields, he extends plays because he's a better athlete, and that is the added element to his game. Whereas with Russ, I don't think he needs to extend the plays because he's going to read it and get it out faster. I think you win with both, but I think that it's kind of like pick your poison. Do you want the guy that's going to use more legs and have to have more of his athleticism take over, or are you going to ride with the guy that is going to read it and just get it out on time? How you feel about it, though?
Who you going with?
In terms of this week? Russ out there, I'm going Russ.
All right.
Yeah. But if Fields wants to get the opportunity, Fields can start too. Like, what I tell you, I'm good either way.
Yeah, I think we can win games either way.
I'm good either way.
I'm with you on that. Like, I don't think it's this end of the world type of decision.
Nah. Like, if he came out tomorrow in terms of Coach Tom and he's like, yo, we're going to ride with Fields until the bye. I want to let him finish these next 2 games off. Let me see what he's doing because we're building something. That. I'm fine with that.
I would like that.
100% fine with that. If he says, yo, I want to see Russ these next 2 weeks and then when we get to the bye, we're going to make a decision. I'm fine with that too. I think that both of these guys are going to bring certain elements to the game. I think the pros and cons of switching to Russ right now, you can get some of that rust off pre-buy versus waiting post-buy where we know, all right, bro, this the gauntlet now. So part of me says you get him out here, you let him get these 2 games up under him. Bye week, we assess. Now we get ready for this run. I could also see it be, hey, man, Phils, you're continuing to grow. You haven't been turning it over all the way. Like, regardless of how it's worked out, your stats, you have not turned it over. You are finding ways to win, which is one of the things that we credited Kenny Pickett for so often. Winning in this league is very difficult to do. So you're 4-2 right now. You've been leading us. Can you continue to develop this offense out?
He's been playmaking, too. He's been doing a lot of positive things when the offense has been falling apart around him. I'd argue he's been the MVP thus far for the offense. He's been like the most consistent thing for the first 6 weeks.
That's fair. That is definitely
between
fair,
him and Zach Frazier.
I say him, Frazier, and Najee. That's how I looked at it. Because I just feel like with Najee, he's still been that constant in the backfield keeping the game alive. That's kind of how I looked at him. But any of those 3, I ain't tripping on any of that.
So I would stick with Fields for another week. I think he just continues to earn an opportunity with winning. I think that buys him time, and he's playing good enough. It hasn't been perfect, but I mean, if you're looking for perfect out of your quarterback every single week, you're always going to be disappointed because you could look
unless
at
you got the elite guys.
Yeah, I mean, but they're making mistakes. Mahomes ain't even playing good this year. You know what I mean? Like, you look at the stats, you look at the interceptions and all that.
Do the Chiefs win if he's not out?
I still listen. If you look at Mahomes' stats right now and how he is playing, I'd still name him MVP. Like, I don't care about all those stats. I'm just saying he's turning it over. He has some bad passes here.
Yeah. If you watch it, it's like, yo, we would both agree. Them turnovers compared to what he brings,
I know.
I ain't not at all. Yeah,
I know. So I mean, and that's how we're in a way, in a light way. We're talking just from a Steelers standpoint. Like Fields has done MVP type of stuff for the offense, like within the Steelers offense. Like you could argue for him being the team MVP on offense thus far. Like I think he's elevated the offense when things are breaking down around him with penalties, with drops. The last 2 games, there's been some inconsistencies popping up, but I also like how he fights through them, man. And I also think that with this offensive line and how it's playing, his legs are a big factor in our offense working. That I don't know if Russ is necessarily given us because Russ being, 35, he's going to be 36.
I have a rebuttal to that, but
go ahead.
I would just say Anthony Richardson, Joe Flacco. Colts game. No, just wait on it. Colts game. The thought process is if the Colts offensive line can't block TJ, Highsmith, and company, you would want an Anthony Richardson back there because he's faster, more elusive, right? Joe Flacco comes in, and we don't even touch him. Why? Because it doesn't take him 3.5 to 4 seconds to process the coverage, to process where to go with the football. So he's getting it out faster. So the need for the athleticism minimizes because of his ability to get the football out. That, to me, is what Russ brings. And even what we would say right now is Justin Fields balling out, right? Or this is the best version we've seen of Justin Fields throughout his career. Do your exercise, man. Multiply it out for 17 weeks. This is just Russ's numbers from last year. And we said Russ is washed. And we'll be looking at Fields at the end of the
Fields.
Yeah.
No, but that's my point.
That's what I'm saying,
I think we're only hitting the tip, we're only scratching the surface with Fields right now.
We can say that, but all I'm saying is we're 6 weeks in.
25.
We're 6 weeks in, and that's fine. But if we multiply it out, it's going to literally be right with what Russ did last year. The perception around Russ compared to the perception around Fields it's crazy at times to me. When it's like, yo, Fields, like, he's playing well. I do like that, but it's like,
what's the perception? I think we can win with Russ. I don't
it might
look
not
down
be you.
upon
It
Russ.
might not be you, but there are still a lot of people that do look down on Russ, that have talked bad about Russ throughout this whole process, solely because of Fields being the most current guy, and we win. But to me, I don't think that Russ can't do that because he isn't as athletic as Fields. I think that he doesn't need to do that because he's going to see the field and process the information way faster.
And that I don't know if that's necessarily a guarantee either, because like in Denver,
why isn't it?
Yeah, because in Denver, he was like one of the quarterbacks that would take the longest to get the ball out.
The most, but you still saw he still passed for more yards than Fields did.
No, like it is still Russell Wilson. I'll give you that, but I'm just his style of game isn't necessarily Tom Brady-esque. Can he do it? Because yeah, he's a veteran, can read the defense and stuff. He kind of works well being the improviser. He always has.
I just feel like
he doesn't have the same legs as Fields right now.
So why wasn't he able to have any type of or was he just not successful at all last year? Those numbers that we talked about.
No, I'm not knocking Russ last year. We're having success with Fields right now.
Yeah. And I'm just saying, if this is what we're going to view Fields as, like, yo, this is best case, right? The way that you're playing right now, like, you're playing way better than anybody.
I don't think this is best case.
I think if I would have asked you 2 months ago, you would have said that. Because you were still on the Kenny Pickett is better than Justin Fields or can do similar things to Justin Fields. So now we're 6 weeks in, and here we still are.
No, this isn't best. His best case is, like, whenever he's throwing for 4 touchdowns like he did in Chicago. But okay. He just hasn't been consistent. I think he's raising his floor right now.
This is what I'm saying. That's what I was just trying to focus on.
This isn't best case. So we're seeing Fields' floor. I think best case is him being one of the elites because of the talent.
I know for a fact you did not talk about Justin Fields like this when Kenny was still here. That's all I'm saying.
Whereas, I know, because we're getting new information now. And Fields has been impressing me at times.
So because it's new information, it's exciting. But all I'm saying is Russ is giving you that. And that's what we deemed as bad Russ, is all I'm saying. And I think in the same situation, which is here in Pittsburgh, where we're watching Justin Fields thrive,
it could
I think it could be a similar situation.
Yeah, we're talking in hypotheticals with it. I don't think it's a guarantee that Russ is better, though, in this offense than Fields. I think that's the risk you take.
I mean, that's fair, yeah.
That's the risk you take by making that move. But what we do know up to this point is we're 4-2 with Fields, and I don't think Fields is the reason that we got 2 of those losses either.
And that's fair also. Yeah, trust me,
he's playing good. Fields been doing, so bro. That's why I'm excited about him. It's like, man, we're only 6 games into this. He's showing some flashes. He's showing some traits. So, like, I'm intrigued seeing him another week. Let's see what he does Sunday Night Football against Aaron Rodgers. And then if it's bad, say it's bad on Sunday Night Football and you want to give him another game before the bye, you get a bigger sample size. And maybe you understand, maybe you realize that for the rest of the season, Russ will be the better quarterback. So let's go to Russ. But I think he just, with us winning and how he's playing, he's continued to earn himself an opportunity, earn himself a week. Keep it rolling with Fields.
All good, bro.
And it's not a knock on Russ. Like, we can win games with Russ. And if Tomlin decides to go with Russ, yeah, we can win this game against the Jets. Russ versus Rodgers. We can win next week against the Giants. No doubt.